I'm tired of being the invisible man. The invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Invisible Man. Kind of slightly different show today, and we'll talk about that. What we're going to be doing today in just a second. But first, Ryan, some impromptu introductions.
Yes. Let's try this. We never get the intro right at the beginning. So the handsome young man next to me is Mark David Stollard. He uses his middle name even though he doesn't have to.
And then the other guy is Ryan Jans. His middle name is all, even though he should. And we are It's All in the Mind.
Hey, that's like the best one we've ever done online, man.
And the obviously the delay there was the live stream. So thanks for joining us, everybody. So yeah, today's show, we were originally going to have Bobby Stahr on with us. And I was umming and ahhing, should we have him on or not? Reason being, because the only way that we were going to get him on the show is if he was in the studio with us. He just doesn't have the technology to join us as other guests do. But because he's a couple of years older than I, a little in the danger zone, didn't think it was a good idea to bring him out of his house to bring us in my place. And he wholeheartedly agreed it was probably a really bad idea. So Bobby will be joining us I'm not sure if it'll be in the next few weeks or the next few months. It really depends on when it's declared safe for us to start mixing again. Anyway, so we are going to miss you, Bobby, but we're looking forward to having you on the show a little later this year.
Yeah, indeed. And it's always better to err on the side of caution, especially in the environment now. Even if Bobby was able to join Mark in the studio, I definitely wouldn't be there. I'm still, as if you've been tuning into our other shows, I'm still active. My job is deemed essential service, so I'm still active out in the community and out and around. So even if I don't get sick, there's a good chance I could make the poor guy sick, and I don't want to do that because I like Bobby. Bobby's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. Really, he's got lots of good stories. He's been in the music industry active certainly since 1960s.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Certainly since the 1960s, and he's still very, very active still now. So he's got lots to tell. So we're looking forward to having him on there. And he loves playing music, so he's actually, I'm sure, I won't take any convincing at all to get him to play something on live as well. So that's really a treat anyway. So we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So in future shows next week we've got Jeff Patch joining us, so that'll be a lot of fun. And coming up as well, just arranging dates with Carla Bonnell, who's going to be joining us maybe the week after that, I'm not really sure. And Black Eyed Susie. So I've been talking with Christine on back and forth on Facebook, and just trying to work out a date when it works for the other members of the team as well. So that's what's coming up fairly immediately this year. We'll be booking a whole load more, hoping to make this every Saturday. And if we can't get a guest every Saturday, then we'll at least be here and say hello and talk about some news or whatever else we have. Yeah. To mention, there is actually...
you go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, to mention to our good friend Colorado Phil is not going to be joining us today. He wasn't feeling up to it, so we figured in the light of all the stresses that are around, and I gave him the afternoon off.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't reduce his pay, so that's good, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot different in the States for us than it is up here. I guess they've held off a little bit longer in preparing and dealing with situations. So all of a sudden it's almost catastrophic. Whereas our government had taken a different approach. So yes, it's difficult and it can be stressful for us, but it's a lot more difficult when they've been told you that everything is okay, it's all right, there's just a few people, and then all of a sudden your entire city shuts down because more than just a few people are sick. And so we're definitely thinking about you, Phil. If you've joined us, I don't know if I didn't see him yet, but we're definitely thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to unplug. So I think he just needs it
Yeah,
just some
and then
space from the
that might actually be something that we do. Like, obviously, we want to stay informed about what's happening in the world, but then there's times where you just really should turn off your phone or not look at your phone. Discipline yourself not to look at the phone, and take some time throughout the day and just kind of live unplugged. Even after this whole virus thing is done, it's probably just a good idea to live life unplugged for a couple hours. It's gonna do good for you. So, uh, Phil is a wonderful guy. Brings a great element of the show, and we're definitely gonna miss you today, Phil. But yeah, go unplug, recharge, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, so one of the things we were going to touch on today, I think, was just how the current situation is affecting musicians. It's a kind of it doesn't really going to affect us as musicians as much as it will others go. We do shows, well, 2 or 3 a year, I think. Not too many. We would like to start gearing up again. Both being family men, things were kind of put on hold, performance-wise, just for a while, just so we could just get the rest of our lives straight. But we want to start performing more. However, that's not going to happen. We did have one show booked, upcoming show May 1st at the Envision Festival of the Arts. We play that, I won't say every year, but we played that like 4 times. This will be the 4th or 5th time.
Yeah,
it's a great little festival.
Been good. A great show.
It's a great little festival in Winnipeg, in the Wolseley area, and I think we are it's usually open for musicians that live in the area, but I think we've made such an impression that we've been invited back. So in the last 2 times, knowing that, and booked fairly early too, just knowing just how well we support and how enthusiastic we are about that festival. The downside, unfortunately, is that there's a good chance it's going to be cancelled. And I should say postponed. Jim, who organises the festival, was saying that either it's going to be postponed till October, or maybe even until next year. However, this is his last one, and if he doesn't get the backing that he needs, or at least not the financial backing, but the backing of the musicians and the artists and the crafts people as well, he might have to let the festival fizzle out, because I don't think there's anyone set aside to take over. So hopefully that everything will go ahead on October or May, and we are wholeheartedly behind you, Jim, if you're watching, and we definitely would be hoping that does go ahead, either October or next spring.
Yeah, no, and that whole it's a great little festival. It's good. It's really usually quite family friendly. They have a great cafe and coffee shop that was set up there last year, and just some great artists and artisans out in the community. It's a great, and it's not just musicians. Obviously, we enjoy the aspect that we can get up there and perform and do what we love. But there's some amazingly talented artists and artisans that are there, and it's definitely worth checking out for sure. 100%, you should do it.
Yeah, actually, my wife will often come. My wife will come along, and she often is able to point out some belated birthday presents or Mother's Day gifts that potentials there. I get that. I want that, and okay. All right, and that way we, and so she always gets exactly what she wants. She's never disappointed. Who knew?
Well, there you go. That's a great thing to have in a relationship, when you have that kind of honesty. I want this as a gift. Okay, perfect. I will get that for you.
Yeah. And
then Jessica's very much the same way. She's pointed out several things to me at different craft shows that we've played, and says, "I like that." It's like, okay, why don't you go get coffee, and I will go get that.
Hey, you turn your back. Just give me a purse. Hey, there's Sophia Lauja. Apologize. I think I have completely ruined that, destroyed your last name. But thanks for joining us, Sophia, on Facebook.
Okay. Welcome, Sophia.
Mm-hmm. I will. So some of the news that we kind of noticed there was how is this current situation affecting musicians? Like, well, it's not really. It is affecting us because that we can't play. That we've got at least one show. We're working on a Beatles show with Load that we're going to be doing a joint venture, a bit of a tribute, not really a tribute show, but We're not going to be putting on wigs or anything, but we can't even practice, so we can't even prepare for a show. So that's for even get ready for this. So this kind of
In
funny.
fact, up until everything broke, it was still challenging. I mean, anybody who's been in a band and anybody who's done collaborations with multiple bands understands that scheduling can be difficult. Not everybody's just working musician. Some are working full time or have part-time jobs and have families like us. So it was already difficult enough to try and arrange a time just to suss out and to feel like, let's do a jam and see how we work together. And then all of a sudden the world decided to grind to a complete halt, and so did our plans to put a Beatles show on.
Yeah.
So the best laid plans of mice and men, I guess. But if that sounds interesting to any of you watching, don't worry, we fully intend to get it done. It's just not going to happen right away, unfortunately. So
so you probably noticed, particularly if you've been on Facebook, how many musicians or how many live streams there are. So there, if you do have a favorite musician that you're following, or even a friend, please support them. Listen in, like and share their material. I'm sure they will appreciate it, and it'll certainly help, if not financially, certainly on morally. It'll be a nice support knowing that people are out there listening to music. I think that the vast majority of musicians do it for the love of it. Like Ryan and I do. We couldn't possibly make a living at it. And we don't make a living at doing any of these live streams that we do. We don't make any money at all. We just do it because this is just fun.
What we like to do. Yeah, this is our thing. We like doing this. So a number of actually someone who's actually been on the show, Amber Epp, local musician, has done probably at least three I'm saying to say around three live concerts, and some of her bandmates, Rodrigo Muñez, or Papa Mambo, as he's also known, has done. I think Roddy does something every week. Usually plays. Usually it's just him and his guitar, and he does like 2 or 3 songs and a little, hiya, how's everyone doing kind of thing. Hugo Bustamante, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. Sorry, Vic. I don't think he's watching, so I think I'm in the clear here. But if you're also a fan of the show, you know that mispronouncing people's names, that's my thing. So it's no hard feelings. But yeah, all 3 of them have done stuff I think they even did a Trio Bembe thing together. And I don't know if that's going to continue on, but Amber's done stuff. Anybody's just can get out there, and there's 2 things that does. One, it keeps you in the front and center of people, right? They don't forget about you. And 2, it can bring a smile to people's face. Yeah. The first thing I listened to Rodrigo play was I think it's called Love and Marriage. I don't remember who it's done by, but it made me smile. I was grinning ear to ear because it's like I'm stuck, working and exposed and feeling kind of down. And then I kind of tuned in real quick and said, "Oh, hey, Roddy's playing something," and he played Love and Marriage. And as he's listening to it, he's playing it on his guitar, on a classical guitar, and it immediately made me think of the show Married with Children, because that's the theme song. That show had some very
it took a second
ridiculous moments, but it made me smile, and and all of a sudden it was like that shot in the arm to make it through. But actually, I saw a couple people join us here. Akbar Akbar, I'm not going to even say your last name. I can't. I won't. And I know mispronouncing things is my thing, but sorry, dude. Former coworker of mine. Thanks for joining us. And a good friend of mine's older sister, Rosie Wallington, joining us all the way from Whitehorse. Thanks for joining us, Rosie.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you enjoy the show.
Hope you will. This is good. So one of the actually we're talking about live stream. Dolly Dunn, who's been on the show,
Mhm.
she, I think, almost daily. I'm certainly seeing notifications several times a week. And Carla Bonnell, of course, I think she had a weekly one she was doing every Wednesday. But yeah, so there's lots of good music out there. You can join them. Yeah, join them online. You can make a comment. And some people like requests. If you can even throw a request out or ask your questions. I know those of us that are doing this kind of thing, yeah, love it when we get some inputs. Hint, hint. Um, yeah, so just looking at the news as well, there's so some big festivals are actually being cancelled. Glastonbury 2020, all because of the pandemic, and then there's the Bottle Rock Napa Valley 2020 is postponed. I don't know what that is, but I really like saying Bottle Rock Napa Valley. And one of the interesting things, if I can find the quote there, is that South by Southwest, I'm not sure if it's been cancelled. I suspect it has. I didn't get anything specifically here, but South by Southwest has had lots of insurance policies, or an insurance policy that covers lots of different kinds of events and scenarios. However, they did not have cancellation insurance related to disease outbreak or triggered by the city declaring a local state of disaster. Yeah, so that was according to a report from the Austin Chronicle. And this is actually an article on Grammy.com if anyone's interested in looking it up. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
That's rough.
No one saw it coming.
And South by Southwest is a big show. Like, yeah, that's a big deal. So I mean, it's not just your local guys. It's Mariah Carey. We had a number of things. We mentioned it on our other show how MTS Center here locally had to shut down, and so they didn't have a lot of it's not just sporting events like the Winnipeg Jets, but also their concert series had to cancel for obvious reasons. Nobody's wagging their finger at you for canceling, man. That's the right thing to do. But it's not just local people. It's everybody. It's industry wide.
Yeah.
For musicians, it just everything is grinding to a halt.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I hadn't while we were prepping for the show, I hadn't realized was there are touring musicians all around the world that are stuck in countries that is not their home country. And there was I think I've lost the note here, but there was an Australian flautist that is actually stuck in Europe, away from family, away from friends, locked in, cannot get back. So there are a lot of people in that situation. Let alone performances cancelled, people just stuck in a different country. So I hadn't even thought of that.
Well, I mean, if you don't get on that fast, and the problem is that poor person might have. We only just know that they're stuck there. We don't know. Maybe that person found out that there was the outbreak was coming, tried to get a plane ticket, and there just was no plane tickets to be had, or stuff was canceling, or they're stuck, or they have to wait standby, and now all of a sudden it's gone too long, and their airport authorities or the authority having jurisdiction there just says, nope, we're not going to let you travel. And now
so the flautist's name is Anna De La Vega from Australia.
Well, Anna, I know you're probably not watching, but if somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, to you, good luck. We salute you. Congratulations on doing what you love, but we're sorry that you had to get stuck wherever you're stuck. And hopefully you're healthy and safe, and you will always have internet access so you can see your family online.
Yeah, and actually I point out too, there are certain organizations in various provinces that can either help you as a musician or can point you into the direction of resources that are available to you. I think here we've got, trying to remember, Manitoba Music comes to mind. There are a couple other organizations which, for some reason, I'm drawing a blank, that can help out. But at the very least, there is a list of resources on the Manitoba Music page that can, that we can go and look for some assistance or some help, or even just in touch with someone that talk things over with. And if you're a member of Manitoba Music, that those kinds of, I think some of those services are free for members.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, so check it out if you are a musician and you're worried. And right around the world as well, there are. Actually, there's a good helpmusicians.org.uk. I don't know if they will help musicians outside of the UK, but there's definitely some good information on there that you can look up to just to see how to get some ideas of where you can get some help, get some advice or whatever. And even some of the articles there are worth a read just to see how to get through this. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think that's kind of what I kind of wanted to say while we're on here. Anything else to add there, Ryan?
There isn't really a whole much. I mean, it's difficult to judge, right? We do our best to stay inside, but we do need to get outside to either buy groceries and stuff. And it's not like we can just do an impromptu concert. That was amazing. I don't know if you saw that in Italy where they had the I guess it must have been people from the opera or something. They did impromptu singing. I seen there was a guy who did. I'm a big heavy metal fan because I used to play in a hard rock and heavy metal band. There's a guy who was playing playing Slayer on top of his on top of his balcony and making the neighbors all kind of scratch their head. But sometimes you can do that. Sometimes it's not always appropriate. I don't know if Slayer's the right music to be playing during a pandemic, but I mean, doing something. We all have the ability. We're all connected online. We all have the ability to. So if you're an aspiring musician and you want to show off to the world, do what we're doing here. Grab a webcam and play for people. You never know how it's gonna brighten up somebody's day. Sure. If you're an aspiring vocalist or think you want to
what a douche, did he even wash his hands though? The toilet paper's frightening, very, very frightening me. Gotta lay low, gotta lay low. I'm just a poor boy facing mortality. He's just a poor boy facing mortality. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Touch your face, wash your hands, will you wash your hands? Bismillah, we will not wash our hands. Wash your hands. Bismillah, we will not wash our hands. Wash your hands. Bismillah, we will not wash our hands. Wash your hands. Never, never wash our hands. Never, no. No. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, wash your hands. COVID-19 has a sickness put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and just shake my hand? So you think we can hang out and not break our plans? Oh, baby, can't do this with me, baby. Just gotta stay home. I hope I don't run out of beer. The curve could get much flatter. Anyone can see. The curve could get much flatter. You know it's your responsibility. Just look out your window.
And there it is. So thank you very much for joining us. And Pauline Santoro has joined us. I'm not sure how long you've been there, but thanks for joining us, Pauline. And she has a comment, great but useful parody. It really is, actually. I think that's something that you could send out, and you make a good point. And I think everybody would kind of get that and teach them some stuff, I guess. Okay, so I think that's the end of our show. A little bit shorter than usual. Hopefully some information that you found interesting, and it got us to get out of bed. So that was good. That was good too. So lots of good things.
Yeah.
So if you want more information, contact us. You can go to theinvisibleman.ca. You can send us a message. There's information there, links to all the videos, links to the YouTube channel as well. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't already done, please like, follow, subscribe, share, and all those other good things on the various channels that you're watching this. So thanks a lot, everybody. And any final words, Ryan?
Just stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, sanitize, and do your best to stay away from people and only go out if you absolutely have to. Because not only do we want you to stay safe and healthy, we want you to come see us at the Evanston Festival when it goes on. And you can't do that if you're not well. So
Indeed.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
And don't go kissing any strangers. See you next time.
Oh, the invisible man.